Okay, today we're going to be talking about likes and dislikes, basically saying statements like I like or I don't like. To say I like to do something, you say me gusta. For example, me gusta cantar, which means I like to sing. Or you could say a mí me gusta. Example, a mí me gusta cantar, which also means I like to sing. So basically, what is the difference? Well, both me gusta and a mí me gusta mean I like. The only difference is that one is longer than the other. Also, in some occasions, using a mí me gusta in a statement helps emphasize what you like to do. Okay? So let's continue. Let's look at some examples. Número uno, I like to dance. How would you say that? I like to dance. Me gusta bailar, or what else could you say? A mí me gusta bailar. Okay, let's look at another one. I like to ride bikes. How would you say that? One way would be me gusta montar en bicicleta, and another way would be a mí me gusta montar en bicicleta. Let's look at a third example. I like to write stories. How would you say that? One way would be me gusta escribir cuentos, and another way would be a mí me gusta escribir cuentos. So these are different examples of how to say I like. Now let's look into another thing. Now to agree with someone's statement on what they like to do, you can respond a mí también, which means I do too. Now pay attention to this because we only use a mí también when we're talking about likes and dislikes. This is the only time we're going to say a mí también. Now let's look at an example. Someone may say, me gusta bailar. And to agree with that statement, you would respond, a mí también. Okay? So make sure to remember that a mí también is only used for likes or dislikes. Okay. Now, if you want to say that you like something a lot, then you would say, a mí me gusta mucho, which means I like to something a lot. Let's look at an example. Me gusta mucho practicar deportes. I like to play sports a lot. So that's an example of how you would use it. Now, let's say that you want to say that you like or prefer something better. Then you would say, a mí me gusta más, which means I like something better or I prefer. So just using más after me gusta would imply that you like this better or that you prefer it. So let's go ahead and look at an example. Carla, me gusta bailar. Pedro, me gusta más practicar deportes. So right there, Pedro is saying that he prefers to practice sports or he likes it better than dancing. Okay, so this is also used to make comparisons. So let's move on. Well, let's talk now about saying I don't like. To say I don't like, we say no me gusta. For example, no me gusta cantar. I don't like to sing. Now you could also say a mí no me gusta and whatever else. For example, a mí no me gusta cantar. I don't like to sing. So basically it follows the same rule as like, and we also use a mí at the beginning of the sentence just to make it longer statement or to emphasize sometimes. So it's the same way as saying I like, okay? The only difference in here is that we're saying no me gusta, I don't like, and that makes it a negative. Okay, let's look at some examples. I don't like to dance. How would you say that? One way of saying it would be no me gusta bailar. What would be another way of saying it? A mí no me gusta bailar. Just both mean the same. Let's look at another example. I don't like to ride bikes. One way of saying this would be no me gusta montar en bicicleta. And another way of saying it would be, a mí no me gusta montar en bicicleta. Let's look at a third example. I don't like to write stories. How would you say this in Spanish? One way would be, no me gusta escribir cuentos. And another way would be, a mí no me gusta escribir cuentos. Okay, so very simple, follows kind of the same rules. Okay, now if you're going to agree with someone's statement on what they don't like to do, then you can respond, a mí tampoco, which means I don't like to either. Now, we only use a mí tampoco when we're talking about likes or dislikes. So, a mí también and a mí tampoco only for likes and dislikes. Okay, so let's look at an example. Somebody says, no me gusta bailar, and you don't like it either. So, you would respond, a mí tampoco. Okay, so let's keep that in mind. A mí también, a mí tampoco, only likes or dislikes. Now let's talk about some questions that you could have with likes and dislikes. One question is, ¿qué te gusta hacer? Now this is the most important question that we're going to be looking at with I like or I don't like, and it means, what do you like to do? The verb hacer, which is right there, means to do. Okay? To answer this question, then you can say, a mí me gusta nadar, or me gusta nadar, or a mí me gusta mucho correr, or me gusta mucho correr. Those are two ways of answering. Now, somebody could ask you, ¿qué te gusta más? What do you like better or prefer? And you can respond, a mí me gusta más dibujar, or me gusta más dibujar. Now, somebody could also ask, ¿te gusta? And then something, which means do you like? And then something. So it could be, do you like to play sports? Do you like to dance? And you would ask that question by saying, for example, ¿te gusta practicar deportes? And somebody would respond, sí, me gusta practicar deportes. Now, notice that when you ask someone, do you like to play sports? That's a yes or no answer. So before you tell me I like to play sports, then you have to say yes or no to that question. And that's why at the beginning it says, sí, me gusta practicar deportes. Now let's look at something when you don't like what they're asking you. Somebody says, ¿te gusta bailar? And you don't like it. First, you have to answer the question. It's a yes or no question. So you would say no, and then you would tell me, I don't like to do this. So you would say, no, no me gusta bailar. So there's two no's together. The first one answers a question, and the second one is just part of the expression, I don't like. So that's very important to keep in mind. Now, and you. We learned and you before, remember, when we were talking about greetings and farewells, and we said that y tú means and you. When we're talking about likes and dislikes, though, we're going to use a different question, and that question is y a ti, which means and you, but it's only for likes and dislikes, okay? So don't get confused. And other times we'll use y tú, but in this case we're going to use y a ti. So let's look at some examples. Me gusta montar en monopatín. ¿Y a ti? A mí también. And see, they're agreeing, so they're using a mí también. For example, they say, ¿qué te gusta hacer? And you respond, me gusta jugar videojuegos. ¿Y a ti? Me gusta ver la tele. So these are different examples of when you can use all these different things.